When it comes to attracting the right man, it all begins with you. Most people search externally for love, thinking that if they meet the right person, everything will fall into place. But the truth is, the energy you radiate is what determines the kind of person who enters your life. The quality of relationships you attract is a direct reflection of your internal state, your thoughts, emotions, beliefs, and self-image. If you are filled with doubt, insecurity, or unresolved pain, you will naturally draw in situations and people who match that energy. However, when you cultivate confidence, self-worth, and emotional stability, you become a magnet for the right kind of person. The law of attraction is always at work. It operates on vibration, on the frequency of your emotions and thoughts. If deep down you believe you are not worthy of a high-value, loving relationship, you will unknowingly settle for something that reinforces that belief. Even if a good man enters your life, your subconscious mind will push him away or sabotage the connection, because it doesn't align with your inner programming. This is why so many people repeat unhealthy relationship cycles. They attract what they believe they deserve, even if it's painful. Energy speaks louder than words. You might say you want a man who respects you, cherishes you, and is emotionally available, but what does your energy communicate? If you are constantly anxious about relationships, afraid of being abandoned, or seeking validation from others, that energy will be felt before you ever say a word. The wrong men, those who are inconsistent, emotionally unavailable, or manipulative, can sense insecurity, and they take advantage of it. On the other hand, a woman who is grounded in her self-worth and radiates confidence naturally repels those who seek to take advantage of her, while drawing in those who value and respect her presence. Your aura, body language, and the way you carry yourself tell a story before you even speak. A woman who walks into a room with her head held high, shoulders back, and a calm, assured presence communicates self-respect without needing to prove anything. She doesn't chase, beg, or seek attention. Her energy alone demands admiration. A woman who is internally centered doesn't settle for breadcrumbs of affection, because she knows she is the prize. She understands that she is not looking for just any man. She is attracting the right man. And that distinction makes all the difference. Think about it. When you are in a desperate state, constantly seeking love and fearing loneliness, what kind of people tend to show up? Usually there are people who sense that desperation and either take advantage of it or match that same low frequency of neediness and insecurity. Desperation repels the right people and attracts those who thrive in chaos. A woman who believes she is incomplete without a man will always attract men who confirm that belief by leaving her feeling unfulfilled. But when a woman embodies a strong, independent energy, one that is whole and complete on her own, she naturally attracts someone who sees her as an equal, not as a void to fill. The right man is not looking for a woman who is waiting to be saved. He is drawn to a woman who has already saved herself, a woman who knows who she is, what she wants, and what she will not tolerate. This is why personal growth is key before seeking a serious relationship. If you have not done the inner work, if you have not healed from past wounds, if you have not built a strong foundation of self-love, then no relationship can give you what you are lacking. Relationships only magnify what already exists within you. If you are confident, self-assured, and emotionally stable, a relationship will reflect that. If you are insecure, fearful, and desperate for validation, a relationship will expose that, often in painful ways. Every relationship you attract is a mirror of your internal state. If you consistently attract unavailable men, ask yourself, where am I emotionally unavailable to myself? If you attract men who don't respect you, ask yourself, do I truly respect myself? If you keep finding yourself in situations where you feel abandoned, ask yourself, have I abandoned my own needs, desires, and self-worth in pursuit of external validation? The right man will only be drawn to you when you become the right version of yourself. One that is self-sufficient, confident, and emotionally whole. Everything you desire in a partner should first exist within you. If you want a man who is kind, supportive, and emotionally available, ask yourself, am I kind to myself? Do I support myself? Am I emotionally available to my own needs? You cannot expect someone to fill a space that you have not filled for yourself. The love you seek externally must first be cultivated internally. The most attractive quality in a woman is not her physical beauty, her status, or her achievements. It is her energy, her self-assurance, and her ability to stand in her power without needing external validation. This is why self-care, self-respect, and emotional mastery are non-negotiable. You must prioritize your mental and emotional well-being before seeking a relationship. A woman who does not need a man to complete her is the woman who effortlessly attracts the right man. When you no longer seek love from a place of lack, but from a place of abundance, everything shifts. You are no longer chasing, you are choosing. You are no longer settling, you are aligning. You are no longer hoping someone will see your worth, you know your worth. And the right man will recognize it without you having to prove anything. Your energy is your most powerful force. It is what determines the kind of people who enter your life, the opportunities that come your way, and the relationships you build. If you want to attract the right man, the work starts with you. The world reflects back to you what you believe about yourself. And the right man is drawn to the woman who radiates self-love, confidence, and unwavering standards. Most people think that finding the right man is about luck or timing, but the truth is, before you can attract the right kind of love, you must first heal from what has been holding you back. Every past relationship, every painful experience, every disappointment has left an imprint on you, shaping the way you see yourself, love, and relationships. These experiences, if not processed and released, become emotional baggage that you unknowingly carry into every new connection. Unhealed wounds create patterns, and until you heal, you will continue attracting the same kind of people who reflect those wounds. Healing is not just about forgetting the past or pretending it didn't happen. It is about confronting the emotions, understanding their impact, and making a conscious decision to break the cycle. Too often, people try to cover up their pain by jumping into a new relationship, hoping that love will erase the hurt. But love does not fix brokenness. It magnifies what is already there. If you are carrying feelings of rejection, abandonment, or self-doubt, even the best relationship will not be enough to make those feelings disappear. Instead, it will expose them, forcing you to either face them or sabotage the connection. Every negative feeling that lingers within you, anger, resentment, fear, insecurity, affects the kind of person you attract. If you have been hurt in the past and you hold on to that pain, it creates a subconscious belief that love is unsafe, that people will always disappoint you, that you are not worthy of something better. These beliefs become the foundation of your attraction. You may consciously desire a healthy, loving relationship, but if your subconscious is programmed with fear, you will push away the very thing you want. This is why so many people find themselves stuck in cycles of toxic relationships. They keep attracting what feels familiar, not what is best for them. Emotional wounds shape your perception. If you have been betrayed, you may start to see everyone as untrustworthy. If you have been abandoned, you may fear that anyone who gets close to you will eventually leave. These fears don't just stay in your mind. They manifest in your actions, your energy, your expectations. You may become overly guarded, afraid to open up, testing people to see if they will hurt you, or unconsciously pushing away those who actually want to love you. The right man does not want to fight against your walls. He wants to connect with a woman who is open, emotionally whole, and capable of receiving love. Healing requires honesty. You must be willing to ask yourself, what am I still holding on to? What unresolved pain is shaping my relationships? Where do I need to forgive, not just others, but myself? Many people hold on to guilt, blaming themselves for past mistakes, for choosing the wrong person, for staying too long in unhealthy situations. But self-blame does not heal you. It only keeps you stuck. Forgiveness is not about excusing the past. It is about freeing yourself from the weight of it. Until you release the pain, it will continue to control you, influencing your choices and keeping you from the love you truly deserve. Unhealed emotions can also create patterns of self-sabotage. If you do not feel worthy of love, you may unknowingly push away people who treat you well, believing it is too good to be true. You may gravitate toward relationships that repeat past wounds because pain is familiar and the unknown feels scary. You may tolerate less than you deserve, making excuses for people who are inconsistent, emotionally unavailable, or disrespectful because deep down you have not fully embraced your own worth. These patterns do not change on their own. They only break when you make a conscious decision to heal, to rewrite the beliefs that no longer serve you, and to choose yourself first. Healing also means releasing expectations from the past. If you are still measuring every new person against someone who hurt you, you are not giving yourself a chance to experience love in its purest form. Many people carry unspoken comparisons, assuming that every man will eventually disappoint them, that love will always lead to pain, that relationships require constant struggle. But these beliefs only create resistance. The right man will not come into your life to prove your past wrong. He will come when you have let go of the past entirely. Healing is not about waiting for time to erase the pain. It is about actively doing the inner work. It is about learning to sit with your emotions instead of running from them, processing the hurt instead of burying it, and making peace with your past instead of letting it define you. It is about shifting your mindset from scarcity to abundance, from fear to faith, from wounds to wisdom. When you heal, you no longer attract love out of desperation or loneliness. You attract it from a place of strength. You are no longer searching for someone to fix you, to complete you, or to fill a void. You are whole within yourself. And because of that, you naturally draw in a relationship that reflects that wholeness. The right man will not be drawn to your pain. He will be drawn to your light. But that light only shines when you have cleared away the emotional weight that has been dimming it. The process of healing is not always comfortable, and it does not happen overnight. It requires self-awareness, patience, and a commitment to choosing yourself, even when it is difficult. It is about recognizing your worth, not just in words, but in action. By setting boundaries, by walking away from anything that does not serve you, by treating yourself with the love and care you wish to receive from another. Every emotion you carry has energy, and that energy is either attracting or repelling what you desire. If you are still holding on to past pain, it is time to release it. If you are still carrying negative beliefs about love, it is time to rewrite them. If you have been waiting for the right man to come and heal you, understand that healing is an inside job. When you prioritize your emotional well-being, when you become the version of yourself that is whole, confident, and at peace, the right man will enter your life, not as a savior, but as a reflection of the love you have already cultivated within. Attracting the right man is not about changing who you are to fit into someone else's expectations, nor is it about following a list of rigid rules that society imposes on you. It is about stepping into your true essence, embodying your most authentic self, and radiating a confidence that naturally draws in the right person. But before you can do that, you must first strip away the layers of conditioning that have made you believe you need to be something other than who you are to be loved. From an early age, many women are taught that they must be a certain way to attract a man. They are told to be agreeable, to be accommodating, to suppress their true feelings so they don't come across as too much. They are conditioned to believe that their value is tied to how well they can fit into a mold, how desirable they appear, or how much they are willing to give to make someone else happy. But none of this leads to the kind of deep, fulfilling connection that lasts. The truth is, the right man is not looking for a woman who bends and reshapes herself to fit his expectations. He is looking for a woman who is fully rooted in her own truth, who knows who she is, what she stands for, and what she will and will not tolerate. Authenticity is magnetic because it is rare. In a world where so many people are trying to be what they think others want, someone who is unapologetically themselves stands out. But authenticity is not just about speaking your mind or refusing to conform. It is about being deeply connected to yourself, to your values, to your own desires. It is about being honest with yourself first, recognizing your own needs, and not being afraid to express them. Too many women shrink themselves in relationships, afraid that if they take up too much space, they will push a man away. But the right man is not intimidated by your depth, your strength, or your standards. He is drawn to them. Being authentically you requires self-awareness. It means understanding your emotional triggers, recognizing your patterns, and being willing to break free from any limiting beliefs that have kept you in cycles of unhealthy relationships. If you have spent years believing that love requires sacrifice to the point of losing yourself, then it is time to redefine what love truly means. Love is not about abandoning your own needs to keep someone else comfortable. It is about two whole people coming together, each bringing their own individuality, their own passions, their own dreams. The right man is not looking for someone to merge into his life without her own identity. He is looking for a woman who knows exactly who she is and isn't afraid to stand in that truth. Many people confuse authenticity with being blunt or saying whatever comes to mind without filter. But true authenticity is not about being reactive. It is about being deeply aligned with your core values and acting from that place. It means not pretending to like things you don't, not saying yes when you really mean no. And it means showing up fully as yourself, even if that means some people will walk away. And that is the key. When you are being truly yourself, the wrong people will naturally filter out of your life, and the right ones will be drawn in. A woman who is in tune with her authenticity does not chase love, nor does she settle for breadcrumbs. She understands that she is the prize, not in an arrogant way, but in a way that reflects deep self-respect. She does not beg for attention because she knows her worth does not decrease just because someone fails to see it. She does not tolerate inconsistent behavior because she values her own emotional well-being too much to engage in situations that drain her. She does not change herself to be more likable because she knows that the right man will love her for exactly who she is, not who she pretends to be. One of the most powerful ways to step into authenticity is to embrace all parts of yourself, the light and the shadow. Many people try to present only the most polished version of themselves in dating, afraid that showing vulnerability or imperfections will make them less desirable. But the truth is, the most attractive people are not those who appear perfect. They are those who are real. They are those who own their flaws, who are not afraid to be vulnerable, who understand that their worth is not dependent on appearing flawless, but on being whole. Authenticity also means knowing what you want and not being afraid to walk away from anything that does not align with that vision. Many people stay in relationships that do not fulfill them because they're afraid of being alone, afraid of starting over, or afraid that something better may never come. But when you operate from a place of authenticity, you do not make decisions based on fear. You make them based on truth. You trust that what is meant for you will not require you to betray yourself. You trust that by being fully yourself, you will naturally attract someone who resonates with that energy. Stepping into your authenticity is a process. It requires unlearning everything you have been taught about who you should be and reconnecting with who you actually are. It requires giving yourself permission to take up space, to express your desires, to set boundaries without guilt. It requires embracing your uniqueness instead of trying to fit into a mold that was never meant for you. When you are fully yourself, the right man will recognize it. He will be drawn to your confidence, your depth, your ability to stand in your truth without fear. He will not be intimidated by your standards, but inspired by them. He will not ask you to shrink, but will celebrate your expansion. Because the right relationship is never about finding someone who completes you. It is about finding someone who complements the wholeness you have already cultivated within. Attracting the right man is not about simply waiting for someone to recognize your worth. It is about intentionally creating an energy that naturally draws in the kind of partner who aligns with your values, your standards, and your vision for love. One of the most overlooked yet powerful ways to do this is by embodying high-value feminine energy. This does not mean conforming to outdated societal expectations of what it means to be feminine. Nor does it mean suppressing your strength or independence. Instead, it is about stepping into a deep sense of self-awareness, self-respect, and emotional intelligence that makes you irresistible to the kind of man who values. Feminine energy in its most powerful form is about radiance, magnetism, and presence. It is not about chasing, proving, or overgiving in an attempt to earn love. Instead, it is about being so connected to your inner world that you naturally attract the kind of love that reflects your self-worth. A woman who fully embraces her feminine energy does not seek validation from a man. She validates herself. She does not need to control or force relationships. She allows them to flow and unfold naturally. This does not mean she is passive or waits idly for love to happen, but rather she operates from a place of trust rather than desperation. She understands that the right man is not someone she has to convince to choose her, but someone who sees her value. A high-value woman operates from a space of abundance rather than scarcity. She does not believe that good men are rare, that love is hard to find, or that she must compete for attention. Instead, she embodies the belief that she is already enough, that love flows to her effortlessly, and that the right man will recognize and cherish her without games or manipulation. This mindset alone shifts her entire energy. When a woman truly believes in her worth, she no longer tolerates inconsistency, mixed signals, or behavior that does not honor her. She does not chase after a man who is unsure about her, because she knows that a man who is truly right for her will not put her in a position where she has to prove her value. A woman in her feminine energy is deeply connected to her emotions, but she is not controlled by them. She understands that emotions are powerful, but they are not meant to be used as weapons or tools of manipulation. Instead, she allows herself to feel fully, to express herself openly, and to communicate with clarity and grace. She does not suppress her desires or silence her needs for fear of pushing a man away. She is not afraid to say what she wants, to establish her boundaries, or to walk away when necessary. This level of emotional intelligence sets her apart because it shows she is not operating from fear but from self-respect. Feminine energy is that it is weak, submissive, or passive. In reality, true feminine energy is deeply powerful. It is the energy that draws people in without force, that influences without aggression, that creates harmony without needing control. A woman who fully embodies this energy knows that her presence alone is enough. She does not need to beg for attention, over-explain herself, or demand to be seen. She understands that the right man will be naturally drawn to her because of her presence, her self-assurance, and the way she carries herself with dignity. She also knows that receiving is just as powerful as giving. Many women are conditioned to believe that their value comes from how much they do for a man, how much they give, how much they sacrifice, how much they prove their love through effort. But a woman in her true feminine power understands that receiving is not weakness, it is strength. She allows herself to be cherished, pursued, and adored without guilt. She does not feel the need to prove she is worthy of love through over-functioning or over-giving. She knows that her presence, her energy, and her essence are enough. She is also deeply in tune with her intuition. She does not ignore red flags, nor does she dismiss the subtle feelings that tell her something is off. She trusts herself enough to walk away when something does not feel right, rather than staying out of fear of being alone. She does not settle for half-hearted love or one-sided effort, because she knows that true love does not require her to shrink, to suffer, or to compromise her dignity. She listens to her inner guidance, allowing it to lead her toward relationships that are built on mutual respect and deep connection. Another key element of feminine energy is the ability to create space for a man to step into his masculine energy. This does not mean suppressing her strength or independence, but rather allowing herself to receive. Too often, women feel the need to control everything in a relationship, planning, fixing, leading, out of fear that if they don't, things will fall apart. But true feminine energy trusts, it allows, it creates room for the right man to lead, to provide, and to step up. This does not mean she is dependent on him, but rather she understands that a man who truly values her will want to show up for her, to take initiative, and to offer his presence and support. She does not block love by trying to control everything. She allows herself to be pursued, to be chosen, to be adored. She also embraces softness without fear. Many women have been taught that being soft is dangerous, that vulnerability leads to pain, that they must always be guarded to protect themselves. But the truth is, true feminine energy is not about weakness. It is about strength in softness. A woman who fully embodies her feminine energy knows when to be strong and when to be soft. She knows that she does not have to be in constant defense mode to protect herself from being hurt. Instead, she is discerning. She is wise. She lets down her guard for the right person, but maintains her boundaries at all times. A woman in her feminine energy radiates a kind of effortless confidence. She is not seeking approval, nor is she afraid of rejection, because she understands that rejection is simply redirection. She does not let past heartbreaks make her bitter, nor does she carry resentment into new relationships. She approaches love with an open heart, but a discerning mind. She does not rush into anything because she knows that anything truly meant for her will unfold in divine timing. She does not settle for a man who cannot meet her where she is emotionally, mentally, or spiritually. The beauty of feminine energy is that it is not something that can be faked or forced. It is not about pretending to be something you are not or following a checklist of behaviors. It is about deeply understanding yourself, embracing your worth, and allowing your natural radiance to shine without fear. When a woman fully embodies this energy, she does not have to chase love, beg for attention, or settle for anything less than what she truly desires. The right man will recognize her presence, feel her energy, and be drawn to her without her having to prove anything. In order to attract the right man into your life, it's essential to be deeply aware of your own values, desires, and the kind of love you want to experience. Too often, women settle for relationships based on external circumstances or societal pressure, rather than their own authentic needs. This leads to unhealthy patterns, toxic dynamics, and feelings of frustration, disappointment, and confusion. However, when you take the time to truly understand your core values and non-negotiables, you create the foundation for attracting the kind of man who will honor and respect you on every level. This process starts with self-reflection and ends with a level of personal clarity that empowers you to make choices that are aligned with your truest self. One of the first steps in this process is to identify and understand what your values are. Values are the beliefs and principles that guide your behavior, decisions, and interactions. They represent what you stand for and what is most important to you. When it comes to relationships, understanding your values helps you recognize what you need from a partner, whether it's emotional support, shared interests, communication, or personal growth. For example, if you value honesty above all else, it will be essential for you to attract someone who also prioritizes open, transparent communication. If you deeply value independence, you need a man who respects your need for space and personal time. Understanding your values also helps you to determine what kind of man will align with them. When you are clear on your values, you are less likely to be swept away by temporary attraction or external pressures. Instead, you can assess a potential partner with discernment, ensuring that his actions, beliefs, and behavior align with your standards. It's crucial not to compromise on your values just to keep someone in your life. If you find yourself in a relationship where your values are being overlooked or diminished, it's essential to take a step back and evaluate if that relationship is truly serving your well-being. A relationship where both partners' values are respected and shared will create a strong, lasting foundation for love to flourish. Moreover, being clear about your desires is equally important in attracting the right partner. Desires are the emotional and physical needs you want fulfilled within a relationship, and understanding them helps you express these needs to a potential partner. Whether you desire emotional intimacy, physical affection, mutual support, or deep connection, Your desires act as a blueprint for the kind of relationship you want to build. Too often, women avoid expressing their true desires for fear of being judged, rejected, or misunderstood. However, when you withhold your needs and desires, you create a space of imbalance and frustration in the relationship. The right man will not be afraid of your desires, but will instead welcome them and seek to fulfill them because he understands the importance of your happiness and fulfillment. In order to attract a man who is capable of meeting your desires, you must first meet your own needs. This is where self-love and self-care come into play. You cannot expect someone else to fulfill your emotional, mental, or physical needs if you are not already doing so for yourself. Loving yourself means taking responsibility for your own happiness, cultivating your passions, engaging in activities that nourish your soul, and maintaining a healthy balance in your life. When you love and value yourself, you are sending out a powerful signal to the universe that you are worthy of love, respect, and partnership. This energy naturally draws in the right kind of man who is also willing to give, support, and honor you. Another essential component of attracting the right man is being clear about your non-negotiables. Non-negotiables are the things you absolutely will not tolerate in a relationship. These can include behaviors such as dishonesty, disrespect, lack of communication, or emotional unavailability. These non-negotiables act as guardrails that keep you from compromising your self-worth in order to keep someone in your life. Too often, women overlook red flags or convince themselves that they can change their partner's behavior over time. However, this is not only unrealistic, but also detrimental to your emotional well-being. When you settle for less than what you deserve, you send a message to yourself and the world that you are not worthy of the love and respect you crave. Knowing your non-negotiables empowers you to walk away from relationships that do not align with your standards, even if it feels difficult in the moment. This act of self-respect reinforces your worth and attracts a partner who shares your values and vision for the future. While knowing your values, desires, and non-negotiables is key to attracting the right man, it is equally important to approach the process with patience and faith. Attracting the right partner is not about rushing the process or trying to force connections to happen. It is about trusting in the timing of your life and knowing that the right man will come to you when the time is right. In a world that often pressures women to settle down quickly, it is essential to recognize that your journey is uniquely your own. Rushing into a relationship out of fear of being alone or societal expectations only leads to dissatisfaction and regret. Instead, trust that your clarity, your values, and your self-love will create the space for the right man to enter your life when the time is right. Being clear about your desires also means having a vision for your future and the kind of relationship you want to create. Visualization is a powerful tool that can help you manifest the partner and the love you desire. By imagining the qualities you want in a man, his integrity, his kindness, his passion, and his commitment, you are sending a clear message to the universe about what you want. As you continue to visualize this relationship, stay open to the possibilities of how it may unfold. Do not become attached to a specific outcome or expectation. Instead, trust that what is meant for you will come to you in the right way and at the right time. The clearer you are about the kind of relationship you want, the more likely it is that you will attract a partner who aligns with that vision. Finally, attracting the right man is about being in alignment with your true self. The more authentic you are to your own truth, the more you will attract a partner who sees and appreciates you for who you really are. Embrace your uniqueness, your quirks, and your individuality, because these are the qualities that will set you apart. When you are authentic and unapologetically yourself, you create an energy that draws in the right man, one who resonates with you on a deep soul level and who is ready to build a meaningful connection based on mutual respect, love, and understanding. Attracting the right man into your life is not only about what you do on the outside, but also about how you work on yourself internally. Many women may find themselves feeling disillusioned when relationships don't meet their expectations or when they constantly encounter the wrong kind of partner. But the truth is that often we attract what we are ready for, or what aligns with our internal state. Therefore, one of the most profound steps in this journey is to address any negative feelings, limiting beliefs, and emotional baggage that may be hindering you from attracting the love and partnership you deserve. When you actively work on overcoming negative feelings, you create the space for healthier, more fulfilling relationships to flourish. The first step in overcoming negative feelings is recognizing that you have them. Many people walk through life suppressing or denying their emotions, hoping that ignoring them will make them disappear. However, unresolved negative feelings such as anger, resentment, fear, or self-doubt do not go away just because they are ignored. In fact, they often accumulate and create inner blocks that manifest in unhealthy relationship patterns. Acknowledging and accepting your emotions is essential because it opens the door to healing. When you allow yourself to feel and confront your emotions, you free yourself from the emotional weight that is holding you back. You stop running from your feelings and start processing them in a healthy way. Once you recognize your negative feelings, the next step is to understand their root cause. Often, negative emotions are the result of past experiences, such as childhood wounds, toxic relationships, painful breakups, that have left emotional scars. These past experiences can create a pattern where you subconsciously expect the same negative outcomes in future relationships. For example, if you have experienced betrayal or abandonment in the past, you might carry a deep-seated fear of being hurt again. This fear could cause you to push people away or enter relationships with a lack of trust, even when the other person has done nothing to warrant it. To heal, it is important to look at these past experiences not as failures, but as opportunities for growth. By understanding how they have shaped your beliefs and reactions, you can begin to reframe them and release their hold over you. Part of overcoming negative feelings involves learning how to manage them effectively. Negative emotions such as anger, frustration, or jealousy are not inherently bad. They are simply signals from our inner selves that something needs attention. The challenge is to learn how to process these emotions without letting them control your behavior. Instead of reacting impulsively when you feel triggered, take a moment to pause and reflect. Ask yourself why you feel the way you do and what underlying beliefs or fears may be contributing to the emotion. By cultivating this level of emotional awareness, you gain control over your reactions and can choose to respond in a way that aligns with your highest good. This emotional mastery is critical when navigating relationships, as it enables you to communicate more effectively and avoid unnecessary conflict. Another powerful way to overcome negative feelings is through self-forgiveness. Many women carry guilt or shame from past relationships or decisions they regret, which can manifest as negative emotions that hinder personal growth. Whether it's a past mistake or a painful experience, holding on to guilt only keeps you stuck in a cycle of self-criticism. Forgiving yourself is a transformative act because it allows you to release the negative energy that has been weighing you down. When you forgive yourself, you give yourself permission to heal and grow, freeing yourself from the past and creating the space for new, positive experiences to enter your life. Self-forgiveness does not mean excusing harmful behavior or failing to learn from your mistakes. Rather, it means acknowledging your imperfections, accepting them, and choosing to move forward with a heart that is open and full of compassion for yourself. In addition to forgiving yourself, it is also essential to cultivate self-compassion. Negative feelings often arise when we are overly critical of ourselves or feel inadequate. The key to overcoming these feelings is to replace self-judgment with self-compassion. This involves treating yourself with the same kindness, understanding, and care that you would offer to a close friend. When you are compassionate with yourself, you allow yourself to experience life without the constant pressure of perfection. You accept that you are a work in progress and that making mistakes is part of the human experience. By practicing self-compassion, you shift your inner dialogue from one of harsh criticism to one of love and encouragement. This internal shift is essential for building the confidence and emotional resilience needed to attract a healthy, loving partner. A significant part of overcoming negative feelings is the process of letting go of limiting beliefs. Many women unknowingly carry beliefs that restrict their ability to attract the right partner. These beliefs might include thoughts like, I'm not good enough, I'll never find the right man, or all men are the same. Such limiting beliefs create a negative self-image and reinforce the idea that love is something unattainable or that you are not worthy of it. To break free from these beliefs, it's crucial to challenge them and replace them with more empowering ones. Start by identifying any negative beliefs you hold about love, relationships, or yourself. Then question whether these beliefs are truly accurate or whether they have been shaped by past experiences, societal expectations, or fear. Once you identify them, you can begin to reframe them by replacing them with positive, affirming thoughts. For instance, instead of thinking, I'll never find the right man, you might start telling yourself, I am deserving of a healthy, loving relationship, and I trust that the right person will come into my life when the time is right. This shift in perspective allows you to approach relationships with an open heart and a mindset of abundance, rather than scarcity. Practicing gratitude is another powerful tool for overcoming negative feelings. Gratitude helps to shift your focus from what you lack to what you already have. When you're feeling negative or frustrated, it's easy to get caught up in what is not working in your life. However, by consciously focusing on the things you are grateful for, you can shift your energy from negativity to positivity. This shift is not about ignoring your challenges, but about acknowledging the abundance already present in your life. Gratitude has a way of opening your heart and mind, making you more receptive to love and new opportunities. When you practice gratitude daily, whether through journaling, affirmations, or simple reflection, you train your mind to focus on the good and attract more of it into your life. Lastly, overcoming negative feelings requires cultivating emotional resilience. Life will inevitably present challenges, and relationships will have their ups and downs. However, the ability to bounce back from adversity, to learn from difficult situations, and to continue moving forward with hope and optimism is what separates those who attract healthy relationships from those who don't. Emotional resilience is built through consistent self-care, mindfulness, and the practice of staying grounded in your values and beliefs. When you develop emotional resilience, you are better equipped to handle the inevitable setbacks that come with relationships. When you develop emotional resilience, you higher the level of performance, enablement, and conflict. That's when stress is reduced. That's when discouragement becomes an affect. You also become less likely to be swayed by external circumstances and more focused on creating the kind of love and partnership you truly desire. In conclusion, overcoming negative feelings is a crucial part of attracting the right man into your life. By confronting, understanding, and healing the negative emotions that may have been holding you back, you create the emotional space necessary for a healthy, loving relationship to develop. The process requires self-awareness, emotional intelligence, and a willingness to forgive and love yourself fully. Through these practices, you will gradually release the old patterns that no longer serve you and make room for the kind of love you truly deserve.